Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Cart Podcast with me, Sim, where I talk about some of the greatest Korean dramas, music, people, shows, and everything under Korean entertainment. I hope you're all having a good day, or had a good day, and let's get straight into this episode. Today I'm going to be talking about the drama called Chicago Typewriter. In Korean it is known as Chicago Taja. It is a fantasy/romance type of drama. And this drama is yet again a drama that I absolutely loved when it came out, and everything about it was just really good. And this aired in April 2017, so that's about 4 years ago now, and oh my gosh, time has gone so quick. I feel like this drama just came out yesterday for some reason. But yeah, it consists of 16 episodes. So this drama is written by Jin Soo-wan, and she has also written the drama Kill Me, Heal Me, The Moon Embracing the Sun. Kill Me, Heal Me is a really good drama, a really good watch. And the drama is also directed by Kim Chol-kyu, and he has also directed Confession, Emergency Couple, and much more. The characters of this story play two roles. They play their past lives as well as their present. We first have Yoo Ah-in, and he plays Han Se-ju. He comes in dramas such as Song Kyung-kwan Scandal, I never can say that word, Fashion King, Discovery of Love, Descendants of the Sun, and is also coming in an upcoming drama called Hellbound. In the drama, Han Se-ju is a well-known writer and is going through a bit of a slump or a writer's block. Even though he has so many fans around the world and he's very popular for his literature, he is lonely and depressed. Next we have Im Soo-jung, and she plays Jong-sol. Im Soo-jung has starred in a lot more films and dramas, such as All About My Wife, Perfect Proposal, I'm a Cyborg But That's Okay, and she also comes in the drama Search WWW. This is another favourite drama of mine because it has so much girl power. The character Jong-sol is a vet and she is a big fan of literature. She also has another job on the side where she can do anything, and she has been a big fan of Han Se-ju's work for a very long time. Next we have Go Kyung-po, and he plays Yoo Jin-ho. Go Kyung-po I have recently mentioned before, and he comes in dramas such as Reply 1988, Strongest Delivery Man, and Private Lives. So in this drama, Jin-ho is a sort of past life ghost, and he comes out the typewriter that Han Se-ju buys or sort of gets delivered to his house. So he hovers around Jong-sol and Han Se-ju, and he literally becomes a literal ghostwriter. And finally we have Kwak Si-young, and he comes in dramas such as Alice, Oh My Ghost, Mirror of the Witch, and Fight From Away, and Welcome to Life. In this drama he plays Baek Tae-min, who is very envious of Han Se-ju's writing, and also his father sort of betrays Han Se-ju when they were younger for his son's benefit as well. So those are the characters. So the plot of this drama is very interesting, and you know me, I love interesting plots that go beyond reality, which is probably why I like this drama so much. But this story revolves around the three main characters who fought against the Japanese occupation, which happened in the 1930s in Korea, and they are reincarnated to their present times, apart from the one that gets stuck in the typewriter. This drama switches to scenes of the past as it goes on, and we have Yoo Jin-ho, who basically doesn't really reincarnate. He sort of drifts around the other two because he never made peace with them, which is why he didn't reincarnate. So basically he helps them out in the present times. In the midst of this, we have Baek Tae-min and his family, which are causing drama with Han Se-ju as well. I really love how this drama mixes the past lives and the present together, because it makes it really interesting, and we see the past life story move on with the present life story, and the ending is like a mixture of emotions, but the way they portray the past and present together makes it really good. So if you see it, you'll understand what I mean. There's like the past, you'll understand what I mean, why it's a mixture of emotions. In this drama you can also learn about a bit of Korea's history as well, in terms of the Japanese occupation, which is a really interesting topic if you want to research it. But as the drama goes on, we basically see how the writer, Han Se-ju, basically comes out of his slump and he slowly starts to get on with his work with the help of Jong-sol as well as Yoo Jin-ho, which is quite nice to see. So moving on to memorable moments. So there, in this drama, we firstly have Yujino, and he basically comes back to the present time as a dog. He runs into Seju's house when Jeonseo is delivering a parcel to his house as well. And the dog doesn't leave, he just basically sits there and ends up eating Seju's work, which is on a memory stick shaped in a bone. So there are scenes where Seju is basically cursing at the dog or he's talking in thin air, but then basically he's talking to Yujino and Jeonseo doesn't know that he's there and he can see this. So basically Seju thinks that Jeonseo thinks that he is cursing at her, which is quite funny. And the dog itself is really funny anyway because he eats his work, which is funny. The scenes from the past are really, really cute to watch, and it makes the drama a bit more classy and elegant. I really like the past scenes as well. It makes the story seem so much more fuller. There was another memorable moment which I remember watching, and it's when Han Seju basically gets into a car accident and Jeonseo sees him and saves him. But the way the scene plays out, it seems like Seju has a stalker, and like the stalker is basically keeping her captive. I feel like this is like a past like film or drama plot, but I'm not sure where it comes from. I'm really not sure where. But yeah, the way the scene plays out is really funny because she's basically just helping him get ready, and there's one section where she's trying to give him some liquid food because he can't eat properly. And she's trying to shove it in his mouth, and he's like rejecting it. And then she just pinches his nose, and he opens his mouth. And yeah, that was really funny. So moving on to the themes and meaningful points. And a major / minor theme in this drama is the Japanese occupation. And this is, like I said earlier, a really interesting topic to research in South Korean history. And it was a very sad time for South Korea as well. The Japanese occupation occurred from 1910 to 1945. So basically this went across the First and Second World Wars then. And we have in this drama the three main characters, and their past lives show how much conflict and how much they did to try and fight the Japanese rule. This is a bit off topic, but I remember watching a recent episode of Master in the House. When I'm recording this, it's much earlier, but yeah, the master for this episode was the Gyeongbokgung Palace, which is located in central Seoul. And this was the main palace during the Joseon dynasty. And in the show, they explained how basically this was really sad when I watched this. I felt very teary, but under the Japanese occupation, parts of the palace was auctioned and sold off to Japanese buyers. And one of these buildings called Jaesondang, and this was where the crown prince used to stay as well, or the crown princess. And it was took apart and taken to Japan in 1914. And this happened as well just over 100 years ago, which is crazy to think about. And it wasn't that far away. And so Jaesondang was brought to Japan, and it got burnt down in an earthquake which happened in 1923 in Kanto. And then after this, a Korean man fought to restore Jaesondang back to Korea. And this happened in about 1999, so basically about 80 years later. The real Jaesondang from 1427, its foundations are basically now located in the backyard behind the remade of Jaesondang in Goncheong. And they were unable to restore Jaesondang on its foundations because of the fire that occurred. And the fire made the foundations very weak, and you could see like soot on the stones as well. So this Professor Kim Jong-dong, found Jaesondang and brought it home, which is really sad, and it took a long time for this to be brought back to Korea as well. And this Jaesondang as well is very meaningful to the history of South Korean Joseon era dynasty, because this was also where the Empress Myeongsong's body was burned by the Japanese as well, which is again even more meaningful to Korea as well. So that's a piece of history that you can remember. Another meaningful point of this drama is when the two guys, Han Se-ju and Yoo and Baek Min, they all have grudges. So basically the theme it's basically closing and moving on from their past memories. All these three characters have grudges from their past. For example, we have Han Se-ju has a grudge against Baek Tae-min and his father because they basically took his work and published it in not in his name, which was really bad of them, and he has a grudge against this as well. Then we have Baek Tae-min, who has a grudge against Han Se-ju because he basically feels embarrassed that he's not as good as a writer as Han Se-ju, and he feels embarrassed in front of his family as well, his father and mother. And then we have Yoo Jun-ho, who of course is the ghost spirit person that comes out of the typewriter and helps Se-ju and Jeon-so because of what he did in the past life as well. So there's that as well. Another meaningful point is Jeon-so's naming, which actually means legend. The word Jeon means legend, I think. Jeon-so means legend, the whole word Jeon-so, which is really cute and kind of nice because it really does describe a character. She was basically a legend in her past life, fighting the Japanese occupation, and also a legend in her present life because she's basically an everything person, which is nice to see. So the OST of this drama, oh my god, it is one of my faves. It consists of artists such as Salt and Paper. I really love this artist, they're one of my favourites. Baek Yerin, we have SG Wannabe, Kevin No, Bonnie Piori, which are basically a Czech boy choir. I was literally trying to find this music for such a long time. I don't know where it came from, but then, I don't think it was on Wikipedia when I first researched this. I'm not sure. Like, they didn't have a Wikipedia page, so I didn't know what they were. But they're basically a boy choir. And there is also background music as well, which mainly consists of Nam Hae-sung, Park and Park Sang-hee. I love all the songs on this OST, so it's really hard to choose a favourite. But I think my favourite is Salt and Paper with Satellite, or We Song, and also Baek Yerin with Blooming Memories, or Aji Oren Den Giok. So yeah, very good songs in this OST. Okay, so moving on to the quote, and this happens in episode 3 at around 12 minutes, and it's when we have Jeon-so's dad talking to Jeon-so, and he gave her a stopwatch, and it goes like this. 앞으로는 과하게 얽매이지 말고. From now on, you shouldn't be tied down to your past. 미래의 현재를 저당 잡아지도 말고, and don't waste your present being too concerned about the future. 현재의 일본 일초로 성실하게 살아가던 뜻이야. Live being true to every minute, every second of your present. And one of my favourite sayings of all time is, the present is a gift, and it truly is. So that's all for this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this episode, and if you haven't watched this drama, be sure to check it out. It is one of my favourites, and the thing I liked about this drama is the past and present coming together. And again, I am a fan of dramas that go beyond reality, which is a really good watch. So you can listen to this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple and YouTube. We also have an Instagram page called Cart Podcast where you can see what I'm currently watching, and also write down your opinions on your favourite dramas and singers and entertainers and whatever. So I'll see you next time. Bye!